Today, we're going to learn 5 things you can do to master Affinity Photo and Designer. The first way to master Affinity is to use the Affinity Revolution playlists. I made playlists that include every Affinity Revolution tutorial for Affinity Designer, Affinity Photo, and Affinity Photo on iPad. I also made playlists with my 5 favorite Affinity Revolution tutorials for each app and playlists with tutorials for beginners. I'll leave a link to the playlist page in the video description. I recommend you bookmark the page so you can easily get back to the playlist to continue your learning. The second way to master Affinity is to learn from the other great teachers here on YouTube. In addition to the playlists I made for Affinity Revolution tutorials, I've also put together playlists of my favorite Affinity tutorials that other teachers have put out on YouTube. These aren't comprehensive lists of every Affinity tutorial on YouTube, but just a few hand-picked tutorials that I really enjoyed. If you know any other good Affinity tutorials, leave a link to them in the comment section below. The third way to master Affinity is to enroll in an Affinity Revolution course. I don't want to brag, but I really do think the courses on our website are the best way to quickly and easily learn Affinity Photo and Designer. We have video courses and ebooks for each of the Affinity apps, covering the most important tools and techniques you need to work inside of Affinity. I'll leave a link in the video description to our website where you can learn more about them. The courses do cost a little bit of money, but the time and frustration you save will be worth much more than the few dollars you spend. In a perfect world, I'd love to give away the video courses and ebooks for free, but the money Ezra and I earn from selling these guides is how we pay for rent and food. If we didn't earn any money from these courses, then we need to stop making Affinity tutorials and go find different jobs. By enrolling in a course, you get the best tutorials Affinity Revolution has to offer, and do your part to keep this growing community alive. The fourth way to master Affinity is to copy the masters. If you want to improve your photography or design skills, I recommend you visit websites where people share their photos and designs, and then try to replicate your favorite findings. Obviously, I'm not saying you should steal other people's art, but I really believe there's a lot to learn by attempting to replicate someone else's work. When you go through the process of creating your favorite art pieces, you'll learn a lot of techniques that you can use for your own creative endeavors in the future. I'll leave links in the video description for a few websites that I recommend you check out. And finally, the fifth way you can master Affinity is to use the official Affinity Forums. If you've never used the Affinity Forums before, I highly recommend you give it a shot. In the forums, you can see the latest Affinity news, submit feature requests, and most importantly, you can ask any Affinity questions you want. If you ever get stuck working on an Affinity project, or if there's a tool you don't understand, you can ask your question here. The community on the forums is extremely helpful. You'll typically get a reply to your question in less than a few hours. Also, don't forget to give back to the community and do your best to answer other people's questions as well. Thanks for watching, my friends, and I'll see you in the next Affinity Revolution tutorial.